Okay, let's see how you did. All right. So, I can safely say that your speed is definitely not the problem here. Yes, I'm sure. Look here. The app says that your average speed was about 120 kilometers, and you kept that up for approximately 15 minutes. Well, last time I checked, deer can't run that fast. Now, I understand you can't go your top speed in the forest. I don't even want to think about what would happen if you ran into a tree at those speeds. But I still can't understand why you're having so much trouble hunting deer. Well, let's think about this. You can smell their blood and hear their hearts from several meters away. You should be able to sneak up pretty close to them and then run them down. Okay, so when you stalk them, are you making sure you're downwind of them? What? How have you never heard the term downwind before? We used to watch those nature shows when we were kids. They use that word all the time, and half of our high school science classes were nature documentaries. Well, to recap for those of us who were not napping, downwind in terms of hunting means you are hunting in the direction the wind is blowing. That way, the deer can't smell you coming. They're naturally skittish, and they'll run at the first sign of danger. Okay, but the closer you can get to them, the less energy it will take to catch one. Biology 101, you can't always expend more energy than you can get from the meal. Hey, don't forget, you are the one who wanted to learn how to hunt, remember? So you didn't have to rely completely on my human blood? Well, if you don't want to hunt down animals, you could always learn to feed on humans. I mean, other than me, of course. Which I know you don't like to think about, but well, just don't count it out yet. Maybe one day you might change your mind. Look, we don't know how much blood you need to stay healthy. So you need a reliable food source. And do you really think my tiny donation every few weeks is going to satisfy your hunger? Really? Yeah, that's what I thought. Look, like anything else, it's probably going to just take some practice. Being a predator doesn't necessarily mean you are born, or in your case, reborn, with the knowledge to hunt. You know, maybe we should take a break for a while. Yeah, I know a spot not too far from here. Come on, it's just down the path. Well, here we are. This old field is the perfect place for stargazing. My dad would sometimes bring me and my brothers here when we were little, but it's been a while. It's really peaceful out here. Our town is just one of those places, not big enough to be important or to have that vibrant big city energy, but it's too big to have that cozy small town feel with that quirky special stuff that makes small towns unique. It's like it's in that awkward middle ground that just doesn't fit into either category. Like it doesn't have an identity of its own. But way out here, far outside the city lights and limits, it feels like I can breathe. The world just seems to move a little bit slower, you know? It can be isolating and lonely, though. Well, not this time at least. I'm glad I could share this with you. No, my brothers are city boys at heart, and my mom can only take the bugs for so long. My dad and me are the only ones who really enjoyed being out here. I think that's part of the reason we stopped coming here every summer. No, I'm okay. It's just a little colder tonight than I expected. I should have brought a warmer jacket, but I'll be fine. I can't take your jacket, or else you'll get cold. Oh, yeah. I guess you won't get cold anymore, will you? But still, it's fine. Well, okay. We could use my jacket to lie down on the grass and use yours as a blanket. Here, let's just... There we go. No, laying this close to you doesn't make me feel colder. Am I too warm for you? Oh, that's good. Yeah, I know some of the constellations. Let's see. Over there is the Big Dipper. Actually, it's half of Ursa Major, the Big Bear. And if you follow those stars in the bucket, you can see there's Polaris, the North Star. And Polaris is the tip of the tail of Ursa Minor, the Little Bear. Legends say that they were mother and son, I think. In between the two, if you follow the stars around, right like that, that's Draco, the dragon, and his head is being crushed under the foot of Hercules, right over there. Oh yeah, see that W shape? That's Cassiopeia, with her daughter Andromeda lying just below her. Her story? Well, if I remember right, Andromeda was supposed to be sacrificed to a sea monster because her mother was vain and cruel. I never liked that story too much, you know? I don't think it's fair that Andromeda was punished for something her mother did. I always felt bad for her having to pay for someone else's mistakes. I guess you would understand how that feels, wouldn't you? Hey, can I ask you a question? Is the night different for you now? Well, I mean, you're nocturnal now. Do you see the night differently? I'm sorry. I didn't want to make you feel uncomfortable. I was just wondering. Okay, if you don't mind talking about it. Uh-huh. Really? That sounds beautiful. To see the night through your eyes. But I guess it does come at a cost, doesn't it? Do you really think it's a fair trade? I guess it is the best way to look at it, given the circumstances. Why didn't I wait for you that night? I'm sorry. I've just been thinking. Ever since you came to me that night and told me what happened, I couldn't stop wondering about the what if scenario. What if I hadn't decided to work from home that day? I could have stayed later and walked home with you after your shift. I mean, we've done that before. Maybe you wouldn't have been such a target for a vampire. Yeah, I know I shouldn't, but it's really hard not to dwell on what could have been when I know what did happen, especially given these circumstances. I know you're not very comfortable with being a vampire, so it's hard not to feel guilty when I know I could have made a difference. No, you're right. I honestly don't know if my presence would have made that much of a difference, but I know you're right. It won't do either of us any good to dwell on those thoughts. Well, then, how about we think of the future instead? Well, for starters, have you called your mom? Yeah, I know you texted her. You had to use my phone, remember? Since we still can't find yours. But I know your mom. You can't tell me a simple text was enough. Well, knowing how your parents react to pretty much everything, I would advise against using the word vampire. They're either going to put you in a psych ward or call an exorcist. Yeah, tell me I'm wrong. That's what I thought. I know your folks are good people, and they would mean well, but how do you really think they'd react? So, have you thought about what you're going to tell them? About this past week at least? I mean, you have to tell them something. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, that seems plausible at least. I'll try to cover for you where I can. Yeah, it's no problem. Your apartment. What about it? Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that. I guess with you sleeping all day and staying up all night, it might make your roommates concerned or annoyed. And until you find a new night job, you won't be able to pay rent, will you? I guess you really don't have a choice. You're gonna have to find a new place to live, aren't you? Well, if you don't have anywhere else to go, perhaps you could move in with me. I know it's a very small single bedroom, but we could modify it, at least a little. We could rearrange the room, give you your own. I hope it doesn't sound weird. I mean, my apartment is only a couple blocks from the trails. You can hunt there if you need to, and I don't need you to pay rent or anything. And besides, I'm the only one who knows about what you're going through. These are huge life changes, and it might take some time to adjust, to get yourself established in a new routine. This way, you can take the time you need. Well, you could think of it like a sleepover then. Hey, I did go to a few sleepovers when I was a kid. I just never had any at my place. And well, to be fair, who wants to sleep over above a funeral parlor? Well, how about it? Really? All right. I guess we're gonna be roommates now. Yeah, your mom will probably freak out a lot. I don't know why she never liked me. I always tried to be nice and polite to her. Was it because I was weird? Oh, it's because I'm trouble, huh? Oh, and creepy as well. Well, she's not entirely wrong. Well, maybe once we're roommates, my eccentric nature, as she puts it, will grow on her. Yeah, I'm pretty doubtful too. Well, eventually it grew on you, didn't it? So there's always hope. Yeah, I think we can work something out. Hmm? Thanks. Thanks for what? Hey, look, you don't need to thank me for anything. For you, I'll do all I can. For as long as you need me, I will be by your side. You trusted me, and I promised I would help you. Well, I know it's getting late, at least for me anyway, but if you don't mind, can we just lay here a little while longer? I don't know about you, but it feels good right here, lying here staring up at the stars with you. Okay, and thanks for letting me share this with you.